On this episode of Off The Script, episode 140, part number 3, we got major news as it concerns AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels at the 2017 Royal Rumble. Will it be happening? Gonna break your fucking hearts and say, no, it is not anywhere close to becoming a reality. News on James Ellsworth. Apparently, people talking about him being an entrant in the 2017 Royal Rumble. People are already booking his appearance in the big 30-man over-the-top Battle Royal. We'll be talking about that as well. Also, in regards to James Ellsworth, he is actually outselling Bill Goldberg in WWE merchandise. News on Goldberg as well. He will be inducted into the 2017 Hall of Fame WrestleMania weekend. Also, news on Sasha Banks and Charlotte. What does WWE have planned for the women inside Hell in a Cell on Sunday? Also, WWE is planning a huge women's tournament in 2017 that mimics the Cruiserweight Classic. All this, plus so much more, right here on Off The Script.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off The Script.
You know, before I even get on with the video, number one, my voice feels great. It's so much better than it was earlier in the week. I can get back to doing regular activities and giving you guys the reviews with full energy instead of half of a fucking voice. That's number one. Number two, you people need to calm down. Seriously, you guys, and I love each and every one of you. And I snap on Twitter because I don't have any other voice but that on Twitter. It sounds like everything I say is angry. But you guys really have to fucking calm down, okay? I upload a WWE 2K17 video, episode number 10, in which it was a great fucking video, man. Very proud of that video. It was a great match with Seth Rollins, a fucking bloodbath. If you guys have been following the journey of Mr. 9 to 5, I'm going to pick up again this week. Regularly scheduled programming will resume. But I upload that instead of part 3 of Off The Script, right? I upload that instead of part 3 of Off The Script on Sunday. And you guys bombard it, man, in legions coming out and disliking the video. And all I want to know is why. Because you didn't get what you expected on Sunday? Because I gave you something else on a Sunday instead of what you normally expect? Okay, number one, it's my channel. Number two, if you're a fan of what I do here, you're going to watch anything because you're here to be entertained and you like my form of entertainment. If you're here for what? If you're here for a morsel of what this channel is, quite frankly, I don't fucking want you here. I really don't. Go watch somebody else who's going to be fucking boring, plain, stale. Go watch someone who's going to be the Monday Night Raw of fucking wrestling content and entertainment on YouTube. That's what I want you guys to go do. Go watch someone who is the Monday Night Raw of fucking YouTube WWE content creators. That's what I want you guys to do. Meanwhile, over here, I'm the NXT and Lucha Underground of YouTube WWE entertainment. You're not going to find anyone that does it better than me, bro. Seriously. It's me and Joe Cronin amongst a fucking legion of boring-ass motherfuckers on here. And quite frankly, you know, I went to go see Joe on Friday night, and I got deleted by Matt Hardy. So obviously, I didn't want to upload something on Sunday in which I wasn't mentally and physically prepared to do. Did you want a half-assed Off The Script? Of course you didn't. I could have uploaded it on Sunday afternoon, but I refused to do that. I didn't want to give you guys a half-assed Off The Script. So what I'm doing is I'm recording this on Sunday night before The Walking Dead. I hope Negan kills Abraham because that's what my prediction is. Even though I don't want Abraham to die, I would rather it be Eugene. But I'm doing this before The Walking Dead because I'm ready for the hour and a half of greatness to return to my Octobers and my fall months, man. I love The Walking Dead. But regardless of that, you guys got to understand the things that I do are to benefit me. They're not to benefit you. It's my channel. It's my content. I upload something. Would you guys rather I upload nothing? Would you rather I upload nothing on Sunday? You're lucky I even had a fucking video. I had you guys in mind. You know? You know what? I don't want to go without an upload on Sunday. I'm not going to give them off the script because I'm not mentally and physically able to do it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not ready. I don't want to give a half-assed episode. So I upload something that I had saved. I was going to upload Sunday's WWE 2K video on Friday. And I did not. Just because I knew I would be fucking mentally drained from the weekend. So I give you something and you guys come out in legions and dislike the video. Meanwhile, the last 5 episodes don't even have that many dislikes combined. So what the fuck did I do to deserve dislikes on my video? That's the type of behavior I hate. And for the people that don't appreciate what I do on this channel, quite frankly, I don't fucking want you here, man. Lick my balls and suck my cock. That's what I gotta say about that. So now you're getting off the script the way it should be. Instead of on a Sunday, you're getting it on a Monday. And I'm gonna fucking pack this episode with news. So who's the fucking goon now? You are. So there you go. That's my rant. Anyway, off the script. You guys know what to do. Check the description for everything that I usually talk about in the beginning of the video, man. One newsworthy note that I want to make mention. Hopefully you guys went out and supported my brother this weekend. He opened up the online store to his band's merchandise on Bandcamp. So I want you guys to go and do that. If you guys enjoy death metal and Legionary, and you guys know Legionary from my Call of Duty videos and my other non-WWE related videos, he is the one that provides all the music. So make sure you guys go and do that. Support him if you enjoy the music. If you have enjoyed the music, it doesn't take that much but to go buy a t-shirt and support. You make him happy, you make me happy, and you support Team JD here. So please go and do that and support him and his cause. And they're beautiful, man. Great fucking quality. I don't have one yet. I'm going to be buying one this week when I see him. And when I tell you they're good quality, they are fucking good quality. They are on par with my fucking pro wrestling t-shirts, man. That's how good they are. The artwork is fucking fantastic. Fucking unbelievable artwork that he got made for this thing. Go check it out. I'll leave you a link to his Bandcamp and his SoundCloud down below, so make sure you guys go check his music out. Great fucking shit. He's pretty much a one-man band. He's the Heath Slater of this thing, man. And he's got the best fucking hired guns in the business right now in the indie scene. Unbelievable stuff coming out for you. He's going to be unleashing new music, hopefully by December. I'm hoping this thing don't go till December, man. Hopefully we hear some new Legionary soon, but go check his music out. Go check his merch out. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, let's get on with the news, man. If you guys are not following JD on Twitter, at JD from NY206. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go and do so. I got news on AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels. Everybody's talking about this shit. So I might as well continue to talk about this big story that everybody seems to be discussing. And there's a reason why WWE stars stay retired. Most of them do come back at some point. Goldberg is the latest example of this. When his first stint in WWE ended at WrestleMania 20, there were never any mentions or intentions of going back to professional wrestling. Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair wrestled in the 80s. And even well into the late 90s, there was nothing stopping those two legends from entertaining the masses and coming back on television. Those were primarily the first examples of not leaving professional wrestling. Granted, they didn't overstay their welcome, as they made great contributions to the product. Even Flair helped bring up future Hall of Famers in Batista and Randy Orton. And, Evolution was formed. However, it was that logic of just not stepping away from the ring that is being practiced by more WWE veterans day by day. It's honestly one reason why the WWE isn't succeeding consistently, But it's a good thing because now it's going to force WWE's hand to actually create from within and create new stars, which they still haven't done, but the opportunity is there. They still want to dip and dip and dip and talk and talk and talk and offer money and money and money to everybody to come back instead of building new stars. So they really haven't leaped at that opportunity. They still continue to dip into the fucking cookie jar and hope a Batista and a Shawn Michaels and a this one and that one come back, and they never do because they enjoy what they are doing post-WWE. Either due to injury or by choice, WWE stars haven't returned after retiring, despite rumors always running wild from year to year. Stone Cold Steve Austin hasn't come back to the ring, even though he could. Edge can't return due to injury, but if he really wanted to try, then Edge could make it happen. Daniel Bryan still hasn't wrestled since his retirement in early 2016. Lita or Trish, Trish would have came back. I have a story about that as well. Lita or Trish Stratus on the women's side won't come back either. Just like Austin, another man has honored his retirement from the WWE. He didn't come back to wrestle. Austin has pretty much kept it the way it's been. He hasn't come back. That man, another man, is Shawn Michaels, also who is on that same list with Stone Cold Steve Austin, who's been pretty out there and, pretty frank about not coming back. I'm done. He doesn't want to come back. Shawn Michaels is just right on the Stone Cold on that list. He lost the retirement match to The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26. The note says 27. This guy must have been a fucking goon. Good thing I caught that without making a fucking mistake. 25 was the greatest match of all time. 26 wasn't as good as a 25, but that was the retirement match. Not WrestleMania 27, you fucking goons. Whoever wrote this article. It was the rematch that the world wanted to see following WrestleMania 25, even though it was Michaels' last match. Now, rumors of his comeback have circulated before, yet they never came to fruition. Those rumors are returning this year as we head into the Royal Rumble, but sadly, Michaels isn't going to come back. According to F4W Online, Shawn Michaels is adamant about not returning to the WWE. And I quote, "As noted, there have been unsubstantiated rumors of WWE trying to get Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement for a match against WWE World Champion AJ Styles at the 2017 Royal Rumble. Styles fueled these rumors by posting a fan-created graphic of he and Michaels this week in regards to those rumors. F4WOnline.com reports Michaels was firm that he would not come out of retirement the last time WWE asked him about doing the match. That was not too long ago, but as we've seen, anything is possible in the world of pro wrestling." In an earlier report by The Inquisitor, the initial story of Michaels and Styles came out. It was after the WWE World Champion spoke to Sports Illustrated. AJ Styles spoke to Sports Illustrated and talked about these rumors that came out about he and Michaels at the Royal Rumble this year. The phenomenal one was very candid and said that it would be an honor to face the Heartbreak Kid in any capacity. Unfortunately, that won't happen unless the circumstances are extremely towards Michaels' favor. There is no doubt that Michaels and Styles could sell out any arena on the planet. A main event between the two could arguably produce the best buy rate for WWE ever, if they wanted to, or at least one of them, no matter what brand it is on, for Raw or SmackDown. Forbes detailed it nicely in a recent piece on how Michaels and Styles is truly a dream match waiting to happen. Will these two WWE stars collide? Probably not. But there is a chance something happens and Michaels gets the itch to wrestle again. If he does, it will only be for the WWE, so there's no worries as far as that's concerned. For WrestleMania in the future, you never know who may show up. Michaels could be that someone, and AJ Styles may be in for the match of his life. Now, this report from F4W Online really didn't state that. Listen, it is 100% confirmed that this is not happening. There are a few variables here that lend to the possibility, though very small, of it happening. Number one, Michaels is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, if not already, or he's in the process of doing so, I'm not sure. But the last I heard, Michaels was actually moving to Orlando to teach at the Performance Center at the request of Triple H. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know if Michaels is getting back into the swing of things, that he's going to teach the kids down at Full Sail University and the WWE Performance Center on the right things to do in this business. I mean, God, if you're working as a fucking performer or trying to get into the business at the Performance Center and you're fucking being taught by Shawn Michaels, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, that's a godsend in itself right there. That's unbelievable for any of those kids that are down there. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that's happened already or if it's in motion, but I know for a fact, read something that Michaels was getting more involved with teaching at the Performance Center. That might give him the itch. I don't know. Number two, we seen Michaels last on WWE television at WrestleMania with that. I believe it was the New Day match against the League of Losers, and the League of Losers won, surprisingly. And they won, and then they were humiliated by three legends. One of them being Shawn Michaels, the other two being Stone Cold Steve Austin. which he got injured during that little sequence, that little situation there. And Mick Foley, before he was made GM of Monday Night Raw. And Shawn Michaels looked fantastic. Man, they all looked fantastic. Foley looked great. Austin looked great. Michaels looked phenomenal. Michaels looked like he could wrestle another 2-3 years if you wanted him to. But he hasn't wrestled since that night at WrestleMania 26. Who knows what's going through his mind, man? Maybe he is mentally done. Maybe he wants to honor who I'm sure he's very, very good friends with, The Undertaker. Maybe he wants to honor that situation, you know? And I brought up the fact that the only one that I could see retiring The Undertaker is nobody on the active roster, Shawn Michaels. To me, he's the only one that could retire The Undertaker. And I firmly believe that. I fully stand behind that. I wouldn't want anybody on the fucking active roster to retire The Undertaker, except for Shawn Michaels. Because that's how far back they go, you know? And the streak is not alive. This would be great if the streak was alive, you know? But it doesn't even need to be alive. Michaels can come back and say, listen, I never got that win that I promised everybody at WrestleMania. And they do it one more time. And they fucking tear the house down. This time he fucking super kicks The Undertaker, 1, 2, 3, and The Undertaker loses. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But those two instances that I mentioned about Shawn Michaels are the two glimmers of hope that we have here. You know? Would I love to see this match? Yes. I discussed this on part 1. If you guys missed it, you gotta go check it out. If you guys are listening to this on iTunes, you know, you guys already heard this fucking part already. Okay? Because it's within this podcast. And I take everything from YouTube and I just nicely put it together for you guys in one shot. If you guys are on the go, if you guys don't want, you know, like watching it on YouTube, it's easier for some listeners to listen to this in full. And you split it up during the day, whatever the case may be. Some people don't like watching part by part by part on YouTube. That's why I do it on iTunes. But I did talk about this already. And I would love to see the match, but there's a lot of negative that comes along with it. There's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of wrong with that. Because WWE's not building new stars. You know what I mentioned? How would you like if you're a fucking full-timer on the Smackdown roster and you see WWE dipping into the fucking cookie jar and they're going out to get Shawn Michaels to fight for the WWE Championship because they don't believe in you to sell out the Alamo Dome? That's a slap in the face, man. It's disrespectful. And it shows you how weak WWE is on new talent and the lack of faith that they have in the current roster. You know, plus so much more. We talked about that already. I don't want to sound like a broken record. I do want the match to happen. Simply because it's one of the fucking dream matches of dream matches, man. You know? That could be, it could be one of the greatest matches that we ever fucking see in wrestling, period. I would love it. You know, but it's up to him. It's only going to be up to him. Michaels can be offered all the money in the world. You know? I don't even think it's about money. It might not even be about money. You know? But we'll see. I would love to see it. Everybody would love to see it. Most of you, anyway. But we'll see what happens, man. The door is never closed in this business. Stranger things have happened. And if I hear anything else, I will certainly let you guys know. But right now, nothing is being stated. And this small tidbit of a fucking rumor, whoever started it, I know where I heard it first, and it's just fucking snowballed from there. And now it's turned into a full-fledged, blown fucking story where people are tweeting AJ Styles and now AJ Styles is commenting on it. Who the fuck knows if WWE even had this planned? So we'll see what happens. AJ Styles and Shawn Michaels, Royal Rumble, dream match, could happen. Two glimmers of hope that everybody's hanging on to. We'll see what happens with that. Goldberg, merchandise. He's actually being outsold by James Ellsworth. No, I did not make an error in my notes. This is right in front of me, staring at me in big, bold, black letters. Goldberg merchandise outsold by James Ellsworth merchandise. When it comes to pro wrestling, marketing is not always the easiest thing to predict. You sometimes never know what is going to connect with the audience. According to Forbes, people who know a hell of a lot about money, James Ellsworth merchandise is being outsold, or is outselling, I should say. James Ellsworth merchandise is outselling Goldberg merchandise as of Thursday. Yes, I didn't make a fucking error here. As of Thursday, Ellsworth is outselling Goldberg. That was not something that the people in WWE marketing department could have predicted. Vince McMahon was in love with the larger-than-life physique that Braun Strowman had when he signed into a contract with WWE. Management knew that this was, or that he was very inexperienced. Still is, if you ask me. So they needed to go slow with his push. After working with the Wyatt family, Strowman is being given a slow push now. Years before the Monday Night Wars changed everything, pro wrestlers were pushed by beating numerous local wrestlers who were not very well known on a national level. WWE is slowly going back to the formula, and now that their top competition is no longer around. One of the random faces that WWE brought in to be a fucking jobber for Braun Strowman was none other than James Ellsworth. He was supposed to be around for a one-shot deal. However, Ellsworth managed to capture the attention of the audience, so management decided to use him more than once. When WWE needed someone to play a smart part in an AJ Styles storyline on Smackdown, they turned to James Ellsworth. Miz ended up replacing Ellsworth as a partner for the Styles match against Ambrose and Cena on one episode of Smackdown, but yet again, Ellsworth somehow managed to capture the attention of the audience. One thing led to another, and Ellsworth now owns 2 victories over AJ Styles. Yes, believe it or not, he does have 2 victories over AJ Styles, who is the reigning WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Dean Ambrose noted that Ellsworth has more victories over Styles than John Cena does. That's quite the accomplishment for someone who was not supposed to even be with the WWE after his initial run against Braun Strowman. When it comes to accomplishments in pro wrestling, Goldberg has a pretty decent resume. Not only did he win 173 matches in a row during his tenure with WCW, Goldberg also created one of the most memorable moments in the history of the business when he defeated Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship in front of an ecstatic crowd at the Georgia Dome, 40,000 plus on Monday Nitro, something that will probably never be duplicated ever again for Monday Night Wrestling. Once WCW was purchased by Vince McMahon, WWE fans waited on the edge of their seat to see if Goldberg would make his WWE debut. After 2 years of waiting, it finally happened. Goldberg eventually joined World Wrestling Entertainment, and he had a short stint with the company, but he made enough of an impact that it made fans yearn for his return as soon as he left the company. After dozens of years, 12 years, World Wrestling Entertainment finally came up with a deal to get Goldberg to make his return to the business. While the final numbers have not been revealed just yet, the belief is that WWE spent a good amount of money to convince Goldberg to do a match against Brock Lesnar. It should be exponentially more than what they are paying James Ellsworth for his time and effort. While it is fun to root for the underdog and celebrate the fact that Ellsworth sold more merchandise than anyone in WWE on a single day, the reality is that Goldberg is going to bring in much more revenue overall than anybody could imagine, especially over James Ellsworth. That's the reason why World Wrestling Entertainment wrote out a much bigger check to Goldberg than the former, James Ellsworth. Regardless of how his stint with WWE ends, Ellsworth can say that he lived the dream, even if it was for a short time. If nothing else, Ellsworth raised his hand and raised his name value, and now can command more money from independent wrestling promoters. So good for James Ellsworth, man. He's living the fucking dream, you know? Anybody that's in this business, all these independent fucking guys, they would love to be in James Ellsworth's position, man. So good on him. You know, let the fucking dream continue, and it's eventually going to run dry. It's eventually going to run out, but, you know, live each day and fucking count your blessings, man. Good for fucking him. You know, good for him. But he's not going to continue to outsell Goldberg. You know, as the months and weeks go on, Goldberg obviously will get closer to the Survivor Series. I don't see that stat being, you know, a permanent thing for fucking weeks and weeks at a time. But live the dream, bro. Live the dream. Also, news on Ellsworth here. People are already predicting that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble match. Now, I will lend my opinion to this, but this is what the article states. Now, to the rumors of Ellsworth getting involved in the Royal Rumble, it consists of 30 entrants and a few surprises here and there. It makes plenty of sense at this point, and he deserves the spot based on his 2 wins over the champion. Why would that not qualify him for a shot at WrestleMania and the title match? Well, that's not going to happen. You know, so we don't have to look at this as seeing the Royal Rumble and thinking Ellsworth is going to win here. It's going to be fun to see him in the match, and I have a perfect opportunity to book something like that. I'm going to tell you guys in a second. Ellsworth even mentioned on the Hit the Ropes podcast that he wants a Rumble spot, and so do the fans on Twitter. And I quote, this is what Ellsworth says, "A lot of the fans want to see a rematch between Braun Strowman and I just want to give the fans what they want. And the majority of the fans on Twitter want me to gain entry in the Royal Rumble, which would be totally fine with me. It would be so cool. He says, so I'm big into giving fans what they want, so I hope to enter the Rumble. Fans may recall several years ago that the Royal Rumble came to Boston, and it came down to a funny man, Santino Marella, and the crowd was way over for him to pick up the win. Unfortunately, another superstar, Alberto Del Rio, played up the heel role by tossing Santino out and capturing the win. didn't care for that Rumble at all. 40 men, I fucking hated that because it went against the tradition of the Royal Rumble. It should always be 30. And Ellsworth could certainly factor into this year's finale to get the fans revved up for San Antonio. The fact that there's rumors of Shawn Michaels getting involved in some capacity, rumors, we just discussed that. James having that no chin music move associated with him, it would fit well together. You're not going to bring Michaels in for the Rumble. You're not going to bring Michaels into the Rumble if he's not winning. That's a waste of a fucking night for Shawn Michaels, if you ask me. That's a waste of fucking, filling a spot. You're not going to fill it with Shawn Michaels and then not have Shawn Michaels win the fucking thing. That's a complete waste. So the rumors of AJ Styles, that's where they need to continue building that if it does become a reality. If not, I told you guys why. A good prediction could be that Ellsworth gets in one of the early spots and somehow manages to survive all the way to the end, only to get tossed out by a heel. Or he could enter midway and at least connect no chin music to eliminate someone accidentally. If he was somehow involved in Strowman's elimination, it could really get the crowd going. Don't be mistaken, though, Ellsworth won't be winning the Royal Rumble in 2017. However, just having him in one of the most popular matches this year is all part of the fun of the Royal Rumble. WWE fans do believe Ellsworth deserves a spot in the Rumble. So, now people are just talking. Where does he come in? Where does he come in? And if I was booking James Ellsworth in the Royal Rumble, a few people that I listened to said that he should come out at number 1, number 2. I am going to go with that as well. I think Ellsworth would be, because number 1 and number 2 are the same. I think he comes out to start the Royal Rumble, just like Bob Backlund did in 1993, man. Bob Backlund was trying to pull a Ric Flair in 1993. And Ric Flair, you guys know, the fucking greatest Rumble of all time, 1992. Ric Flair came in at number 3 and lasted all the way to the end, and that match had 5 former WWF champions at the time. So that was a stacked fucking Royal Rumble. Now, with the brand split, you got Raw and Smackdown, it's going to be a stacked Royal Rumble. It's going to be the 15 best from each brand. And Braun Strowman is going to be a part of that Royal Rumble, for sure. Ellsworth can come in at number 1 or 2, and he can last all the way till the end. I wouldn't want him to be part of the final 4, because I want the final 4 to be down to the 4 best in this company, and Ellsworth certainly is not that. But I want him to last all the way up until the end, when Bob Backlund did the same thing in 1993. And you guys know, if you watch that Royal Rumble, Bob Backlund was a fucking unbelievable beast. I mean, I believe he lasted 1 hour and 3 minutes in that Royal Rumble. The guy looked like complete fucking death at the end of that thing. When it came down to him, Yokozuna, and Macho Man Randy Savage, this fucking clown thought he could challenge Yokozuna one-on-one. And I'm like, everybody that wants this guy to fucking win it, he's got Yokozuna fresh, right? Yokozuna came in late in the game. This guy's not even broken a sweat yet, and he's going right after fucking Yokozuna. So you knew by that time Bob Backlund was pretty much done, and that Yokozuna was going to win the Royal Rumble. So you guys know what happened after that. This guy gets dumped out. Everybody was fucking heartbroken. They were fucking disappointed. And then Macho Man, like a fucking asshole, he forgot that he was in the Royal Rumble, right? Like we knew he was going to win anyway, right? He had no fucking chance to go win this thing. But the fucking guy goes off the top rope in the 1993 Royal Rumble to drop an elbow drop on Yokozuna, and he goes for the cover. Macho Man goes for the cover near the ropes, and with his shoulders on the mat, Yokozuna fucking bench presses this guy over the top rope, and then all of a sudden you see fucking Caesar and Cleopatra coming down with the fucking scrolls, right? And Macho Man's laying fucking wasted on the outside. They're fucking stepping over his fucking dilapidated body, and they're fucking presenting Yokozuna with the fucking key to Caesar's Palace at WrestleMania 9. It was fucking ridiculous. And who booked the end of the Royal Rumble that way? How dumb can you fucking be? Macho Man didn't know what type of match he was in. He goes for a fucking pin in the Royal Rumble. That pissed me the fuck off, man. But James Ellsworth needs to be booked like Bob Backlund in the 1993 Royal Rumble. And this guy needs to be what Bobby the Brain Heenan called a spider monkey in the Royal Rumble. Every time this guy gets eliminated, he sneaks and weasels himself back in. And if you want him to eliminate Strowman, obviously he's not going to do it himself. It's going to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys to do it. So everybody's going to gang up on Braun Strowman. These are not going to be typical fucking jobbers they find at fucking Petco. You know, these are going to be legit WWE main roster guys. They're going to be all over Braun Strowman. If you want James Ellsworth to get no chin music and be the final blow on Braun Strowman, that would send him over the top rope, and Braun Strowman would not even care about the other 9 guys or so that were trying to get this guy over the top rope. It would be all eyes set on James Ellsworth because he delivered the final blow. Strowman goes over the top. Strowman gets back in the ring and eliminates James Ellsworth. Done deal. Right there. James Ellsworth's eliminated. Then we can get on with the Royal Rumble Final 4. That's what it is. You know, you want to gain heel heat on somebody? There you go. You give the odds on, you give the beloved James Ellsworth a fan favorite. Everybody's going to be fucking rooting for this guy. It's going to be fun. People are going to think he's in there to win it. He's going to be in the final 5. Strowman gets eliminated by James Ellsworth with obvious help, right? No chin music, final blow over the top. Strowman gets back in the ring, illegally eliminates James Ellsworth over the top, and he just destroys him on the outside. That's how I book it. That's how I book it. I don't know about you guys, but Ellsworth needs to play the Bob Backlund 1993 Royal Rumble part, and I think that would be perfect for James Ellsworth. Goldberg, news on Goldberg as well. There is rumors going around that he's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame next year, the night before WrestleMania 33. Considering his stock hasn't been that high in wrestling since he was 173-0, now is the perfect time for this honor. Few are going to doubt the highs of his wrestling career. For a while, he was undefeated, defeated Hogan on Nitro. He was the top face in WWE for a year. However, there are some opposing arguments that people have against him being in the WWE Hall of Fame or a Hall of Famer in general. For example, he did little in WCW after suffering his first loss. His WWE run wasn't great. It ended badly, and he takes the blame for being reckless in the ring, ending Bret Hart's wrestling career. Needless to say, this will be a debate going into Orlando WrestleMania 33 weekend. Do I think he's a Hall of Famer? I mean, it's up for discussion, man. But if you look at Bill Goldberg and what he did for Nitro during the Monday Night Wars, he was only one of 2 guys that they legit homegrown built from within. It was him and Diamond Dallas Page. So by that fact alone and how successful he was and how vital he was to that brand's growth and what he added to Monday Nitro, I honestly think he is a Hall of Famer. You know, Goldberg, the run that he was on was unbelievable. Just based on that alone and where he came from and how over he got and how he was only one of 2 people on WCW's roster that were homegrown. It was he and Diamond Dallas Page. You know, I honestly think he deserves a Hall of Fame. I might be criticized for that, but I honestly think so. You know, whoever is going in that year, you know, they might have so much better of a resume than Bill Goldberg, but it's not about fucking championships, and it's not about, you know, longevity in the business. I mean, look what they got in there now. Fucking Coco Beware's in the fucking Hall of Fame. You know, what the fuck did Coco Beware do to get in the fucking Hall of Fame? But you don't want Bill Goldberg in the Hall of Fame? Give me a break, bro. Goldberg belongs in the Hall of Fame. Certainly did more than fucking Coco Beware, you know? Give me a fucking break, man. Anyway, Goldberg's going to be in the Hall of Fame. Certainly deserves to be there. He added a lot. He did a lot for the Monday Night Wars, especially for WCW. He was a vital part of that brand. No way around it, man. Goldberg, Hall of Fame, more than likely going to happen. WWE is building towards a women's tournament coming to the network in 2017. I have absolutely no problem with this whatsoever. In 2016, WWE held the Cruiserweight Classic Tournament on the network. Probably by the end of the year, going to be the best thing in WWE, period, for this year. The tournament was not only a huge success, but was so popular that the Cruiserweights were brought to the main roster on Monday Night Raw, where they're failing, because they are on Monday Night Raw, and they were brought there immediately after the tournament ended. Now, Cage Side Seats reports that there are rumors that Triple H and Stephanie are working on a WWE Women's Tournament for the network for early 2017. Fans who don't watch the WWE Network and only watch Monday Night Raw might not understand why this is such a big deal. Raw has dropped the ball with the Cruiserweights, and pretty much it's a failing concept on Monday Night Raw because they're on Monday Night Raw. And look at how WWE's positioning them. They had Goldberg on Monday Night Raw, and they had them go out there for a 3-minute tag team match before Goldberg came on, and nobody gave a fuck. And that happens every fucking week. Every week. These guys need to start the show every fucking week, man. Put them on at 8 o'clock. Fuck your authority segment. Fuck Mick Foley and his fucking multicolored suits. Put them out there at 8 o'clock and give me 15 minutes of high-flying electricity to fucking get the show started off on the right foot. What is this shit putting these guys at 10:40 and giving them 5 minutes to ultimately fail? Nobody gave a fuck about the cruiserweights on Monday Night Raw before Goldberg came out. All they gave a fuck was, okay, get these fucking guys out of the ring and give me Goldberg already. I want to go home and fuck my wife. That's all they cared about. They're killing this fucking concept. And it's Monday Night Raw's fault because they don't have a fucking clue as to what to do. So Stephanie and Triple H want to bring this to the network in early 2017. On the other hand, those fans who do watch the network know that the Cruiserweight Classic tournament was unbelievable and fun, and the majority of the matches late in the game were amazing, you know, with so many different styles that proved that being a cruiserweight means more than flipping around the ring. The rumors of the WWE Women's Tournament could do the same thing for the women's division. For years, fans thought that women's wrestling meant bra and panty matches. However, since the promotion of names like Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Bayley to the main roster, women's wrestling has experienced a maturity and growth previously unseen in the division. In the past, there were names like the Fabulous Moolah, Lita, Bull Nakano, and others that have proven that women could put on matches as good as men. However, the division itself rarely ever got the chance outside of Japan. Thanks to Triple H and NXT, the women have finally gotten the chance to prove themselves. The rumors of the WWE Women's Tournament could be an even bigger step in that direction. Sasha Banks and Charlotte are about to wrestle in a Hell in a Cell match. Who cares? A huge move for women's wrestling and proof that the company is trying to get them on equal ground with the men. Yes, I agree with getting them on equal ground with the men, but that doesn't mean putting them in a 25-foot structure where they're not going to utilize and pay homage to what made the match so special. I don't see it. You know, you're putting them in there simply because we want to make history. We want to make first. We want to do this thing that's never been done before. Meanwhile, none of them have talked about the dangers about going inside Hell in a Cell. I mean, look at the fucking blood and the danger and the fucking risk of careers. You know, the fucking careers that ended in this thing. Nobody made mention of that. They going in there as if they're walking into the fucking 40-40 club with Jay-Z, gonna drink a bottle of fucking Cristal and everything's gonna be alright. No, you're walking into a fucking 25-foot steel cage in which men have fucking bled and shed years off their career. But, oh yeah, well, we're making history. Who gives a shit? You don't belong in the fucking cage in the first place. You know, pay homage to the danger. You know, it was once dangerous to be inside. Now people are talking about Hell in a Cell as if they're walking through a fucking flower garden. Oh yeah, let me fucking walk through the flower garden and fucking hold hands and skip around like a bunch of fucking pussies. Are you fucking kidding me with this shit? This is the shit nobody's gonna fucking explain to you. This is the shit I see. This is the shit I've been talking about for weeks now. But the women deserve to be inside Hell in a Cell because the feud's been great. No, it hasn't. The feud on Monday Night Raw has been fucking nauseating. That's been fucking terrible. How can you say that what Charlotte and Sasha have done has been entertaining? They had 2 good matches. And for how many months they've been feuding? How many months? That one match on Monday Night Raw, following the draft, that first Raw, where Sasha won the title before SummerSlam. That was great. That was great. That shit actually main evented over Finn Balor and Roman Reigns. And then this last match, I mean, it was good, but it wasn't something that was fucking mind-blowing. You know, they main evented. Oh my god, the women main evented. Okay, Sasha won the title. Okay. You couldn't prolong the title change until Hell in a Cell in her hometown to make the fucking match more meaningful? No, but they gave it away on Monday Night Raw. So going into this, they better shock me with something. I swear to God, they better shock me with something. I better see Nia Jax destroy that fucking cage and lay waste to every woman in that ring. The referee, the fucking cameraman, whatever. I want this woman to fucking be out for blood inside Hell in a Cell. If I don't see anything like that and it goes off the air, Sasha crying and she just won the first... Give me a break. Give me a break, man. That's not what I want to see. At all. Anyway, I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about here. Going on another rant. Every time I talk about this Hell in a Cell shit, I just go on these fucking tangents. and I go off, and I don't know why, man. I'm just very against it. I'm very against it. If the women's tournament allows, to pick up where I left off, if the women's tournament allows the women the same freedom that they allowed the cruiserweights, this could prove that women's matches are more than just divas matches. While some wrestlers might be unavailable due to contractual restraints, there are plenty of women out there who could be a perfect fit for the WWE. Names like Santana Garrett, Sexy Star, who's no longer with Lucha Underground, by the way, Cheerleader Melissa, Nicole Matthews, Jessica Havoc, Candice LeRae, and others that could really round out the entire network tournament if WWE wants to do this. If the rumors of the women's tournament are true, it could mean yet another huge movement for females in professional wrestling. Cage Side Seats reports that Mick Foley admitted that the Hell in a Cell match between Sasha Banks and Charlotte will be at least one of the main events on the show. First, he did say it was the main event, then he retracted the statement like a fucking asshole because he must have let the cat out of the bag too early or whatever the case may be. WWE, he says they didn't finalize the card, but before that, he retracted it and said, you know what, they're gonna be the main event. So I don't know what happened there. You know, you might as well make them the main event. I mean, look at who else is on the fucking... I don't give a fuck about Rusev and Roman Reigns. And then Kevin Owens has been positioned to be less than Roman Reigns. So there's nothing on this card that's going to be like, you know what? I have to watch this show. If you miss it, you're not going to miss anything. Because WWE's giving it away for free anyway on Monday night, tonight. What's the point? They're giving you Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens in the ring in a triple threat match with Chris Jericho. They're giving away the tag team title match in a non-title situation on Monday Night Raw. So what's the fucking point of watching the pay-per-view? Again, WWE shooting themselves in the foot. This comes shortly after two women who were in the main event on Monday Night Raw, only the second time that women were in the main event of a TV show since Trish and Lita over a decade ago. If the women's tournament comes to pass in 2017, it could mean big things for the women's division. More so, this could mean a hell of a lot of restock and replenish to NXT because that's what I see being the most beneficial part of this. NXT, you know, Asuka is not going to be down there forever. She's not. And Ember Moon is the next in line. Asuka's going to be promoted eventually sometime in 2017 if WWE wants to replenish and build the women's division and get credible names that are going to be on the verge of breakout. This is it, man. This is it. You know, the cruiserweights, they replenished Monday Night Raw with the brand split. That's what they're being used for. And they're being used fucking miserably right now. I'm sure everybody can agree with me. The women's division in this women's tournament, it would pretty much replenish NXT. And you could send maybe one or two to Raw and SmackDown. But mainly this is going to be for NXT because Asuka is not going to be down there forever. In 2017, more than likely, she will be getting promoted. So I like it. I love the tournament aspect. You guys know that. And if it's anything that resembles the Cruiserweight Classic, it is going to be fucking phenomenal on the WWE Network. Major update here and plans for Asuka, speaking of the women, could it include a main roster demotion? And yes, I didn't stumble over my words. Being promoted is a demotion in WWE. WWE NXT Women's Champion Asuka has literally cleaned out the entire NXT Women's division. So much that her next opponent isn't even on the regular roster. WWE has decided to have Asuka face former 5-time WWE Women's Champion Mickie James at the next NXT event known as TakeOver Toronto. This match will take place the night before Survivor Series, giving Canadians a huge weekend for the WWE this November. I wish I was going, but I can't, you know? And the drive up to Canada, not really something that I want to put myself through because I fucking hate driving. However, Mickie James was not WWE's first choice to face Asuka. Naturally, WWE wanted to bring in Trish Stratus. Trish had agreed to a deal that included working with Asuka and then doing a few more dates with WWE. However, Trish would end up finding out that she was pregnant with her second child. So, obviously, you know, congratulations to Trish, but obviously that is not going to happen. Mickie James was a plan B. Now, a few people were probably thinking, oh, JD, they're going to feed Trish Stratus to Asuka. Okay, good. Good. You know what that would do for Asuka? Number one, that is unbelievable to beat Trish Stratus, who is heralded as the greatest women's champion of all time. Number two, if WWE wants to turn Asuka heel with the fucking flip of a switch, if she destroyed Trish Stratus in her hometown, that would be great. Asuka could be a heel right now. They just refuse to do so. But if WWE wants to build towards Ember Moon and Asuka, somebody I would like to be a heel. Me personally, I want to see a heel versus face dynamic, even though I am not opposed to face versus face. Asuka has the makings of a great heel because she is that brutal. She is that tough. And with the attitude, it could come a great heel turn if they want to do so. This led to WWE needing a replacement. Clearly, James was the best replacement that they could find. I mean, she did a good impression of Stratus many years ago. However, WWE had some really big plans for Asuka when it came to Trish. Due to being in Toronto, the idea was that Asuka was going to go over, and according to Cage Side Seats, Asuka was indeed going to go heel at the event, which had been pushed a bit on television. WWE and NXT continued to see with Asuka run through everybody, with no one really giving her a challenge. This led to many wondering if anyone could challenge her, which clearly WWE and NXT General Manager William Regal had to go outside the WWE to bring in a top name from the past in five-time Women's Champion Mickie James. Of course, Trish may have been the first choice, but the plan is still present to turn Asuka heel in her match with James. Perhaps an attack after the bell or something could occur. The idea would be down the line that WWE would find someone to dethrone Asuka, but at this point, a new heel run seems to be the best course of action for the Empress of Tomorrow. She has yet to lose since her debut a year ago. Few have been able to challenge her, and WWE has created an NXT superstar that stands out as very dominant. The hope is that whoever beats her will get a huge rub by doing so and will lead to the NXT Women's Division getting a huge boost. The plan as of now is to bring Asuka up to the main roster next year, which I just mentioned. The problem with bringing her up sooner is the fact that she is the only star down in the Women's Division for NXT right now. With Bayley jumping to the main roster a little while back, NXT has really no one that can fill the top role as of yet. WWE does have Ember Moon, who debuted at TakeOver Brooklyn. However, she has not become the star WWE needs as of yet. She will in the time given. WWE also brought in crazy Mary Dobson, who is seen by many as an easy replacement for Asuka if she can get over with the WWE fans. It is a lot easier to do this in NXT considering it is usually a marked crowd compared to the normal WWE goons that sit in attendance that WWE superstars see on a daily basis. NXT fans are some of WWE's hardcore fans, so they would know who Mary was before she arrived and would obviously welcome her with open arms. The rumor at this point is to bring Asuka up after WrestleMania 33. This, of course, all depending on what happens regarding the NXT Women's Division and this proposed tournament that they're thinking of doing. If they can sign top women or develop into or develop some into big stars here and there, then Asuka can leave by that point. If the company cannot do this, then Asuka may spend a bit more time down at NXT until they find someone or develop someone to take her spot. That's what they did with Bayley. You know, they figured Asuka was the one ready to take Bayley's spot, and you can't promote or demote Asuka unless you have another one lined up, because you need someone as the upper echelon, the top of this division, and you don't want to do that. So that's where they're going with this. I fully expect Asuka to be on the main roster by the end of 2017. With this tournament and with the coming along of Ember Moon, there's no doubt in my mind that the women's division, though it might be struggling right now, will be fine by the middle of 2017. You just got to give it time, because when you remove a Bayley and a Sasha and a Charlotte and a Becky all in the year span, those are tough. Those are big shoes to fucking fill, man. Seriously. So you never know what's going to happen. WWE's going to try their best to replenish the NXT Women's Division, and I think that tournament is going to be all about NXT. And finally, guys, I do have one more piece of information here about Sasha and Charlotte inside Hell in a Cell. WWE is expecting them to take things to the next level, or they at least want to take things to the next level inside Hell in a Cell. According to the Wrestling Observer, Sasha Banks is reportedly attempting to become more resilient due to match types like this coming up, as well as her history with injuries becoming a problem for her career. She's trying to add more muscle to her body, which she hopes will allow her to take bumps and blows a lot easier and lower the risk of injury. In comparison to Charlotte, for example, who is filled with muscle, She has been hurt several times with minor injuries, whether on NXT or the main roster, whereas Charlotte has not been hurt for real since she walked into the company years ago. That said, there is something to be said about adding muscle to help. Vince McMahon once compared Sasha Banks to Daniel Bryan, and that he feels she is injury prone and that could cost her a bright career due to much of it being spent on the bench. And some of you who are listening to me knows what it feels like to be on the bench. In this case, the DL. You know, Sasha Banks being on the DL. Unlike Bryan, Banks did arrive to WWE at a young age and clearly has a long time left. The hope is that she can spend the next number of years revolutionizing women's wrestling and not get hurt. Vince feels that Banks only knows one speed, and that is all out. It is good that she puts her body on the line for what she loves and that she's willing to do anything to give a performance of a lifetime. However, you can see the worry Vince has for Sasha amongst others. He knows they're great, but he doesn't want them to risk too much or something that could cost the WWE by losing them. The interesting thing is that the women will certainly be the match to watch at Hell in a Cell. WWE Raw GM Mick Foley originally made them the main event before retracting it shortly after, most likely due to a call from management. However, the world wants this to main event, which I'm assuming it will because it's going to be the end of the month. Susan G. Komen, the women's, all that's got to fucking play into that shit. If the girls get to do what they want, nothing can follow them anyway. I don't expect them to do anything. I don't expect there to be fucking dives and fucking choke slams off the top of the cage through the cell itself on top of a steel chair. I don't expect to be seeing fucking Terry Funk shoes flying all over the place. I don't expect to be seeing choke slams through the fucking ring or on top of thumbtacks. I don't expect to see fucking people flying off the cage into fucking the back of the truck with a fucking truck filled with hay. I don't expect to see none of this shit, man. I don't expect to see fucking flaming 2x4s on top of the cage. Nothing. So why is this even happening? Because they're making a first. Because they're making history. Give me a break. Seriously, give me a fucking break. Honestly. Even Lesnar and The Undertaker offered something new when they were inside Hell in a Cell. Because it lived up to the fucking demonic nature of this match. Sasha and Charlotte are not going to give me that demonic feeling. They're not. At least give me blood. If I see no blood, especially in any of these, if I see no blood, I think it's time to fucking call it quits on giving me Hell in a Cell. Just end the fucking pay-per-view. End this shit. All because it's October and and it's got the word hell in it. That doesn't attribute to, it's October and October's full of scares and fear. No. If I see no blood in this match, who cares? That's all I gotta say about that. But Sasha adding muscle, I think it's a good idea because she is tiny. I love tiny, but she needs to add muscle. And she needs to take less risks. Seriously. Whatever she's doing is not impressing anybody, man. There's no reason to fucking do a full-on dive and nearly break your fucking neck every match. Man, save it for a pay-per-view. I mean, who the fuck is watching Monday Night Raw anyway? By the ratings, nobody's watching. So there's no reason to fucking almost give yourself a fucking broken neck for Monday Night Raw. Save it for a pay-per-view. Lessen the risks. Lessen the fucking the fucking suicide dives and the fucking moonsaults and impressing people on Monday night. Save it for a pay-per-view. Things will be okay. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for Off the Script. I apologize again, goons, in advance that this wasn't up on Sunday, but you got it on Monday. And what'd you think of the episode? It was off the script worthy. You fucking clowns. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If not, go fuck yourself. If you guys are listening on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, Google Play Music, you guys know the deal about that. Subscribe, follow, leave me a rating. You guys know the deal. I don't have to fucking sound like a broken record. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for more great podcasts and WWE2K. My career with WWE 2K17. More videos coming this week. If you guys want to support the show, patreon.com/JD from NY206. Very easy to do. For everybody that's a Patreon, you guys got this video early, and you get early access, man. So do that. It's great. Read the mission statement on there. Find out why I'm doing this, where I'm coming from, what I'm about, why I started my YouTube, why I started podcasting. It's all on there. Very heartfelt and genuine. If you guys don't want to pledge monthly with Patreon, you could always buy a t-shirt, man. barbershopwindow.com. Go to the main menu, go to the fucking search bar and type in Off The Script. You'll be taken right to my online shop as I'm pointing to my fucking cat staring at me. You know, what's wrong with you? Huh? What are you looking at? Did you eat your fucking food? I see a full plate over there. You me. And then you know you don't want to eat nothing, right? Goon City right there. Goon City. Bacardi. But if you guys want the Goon City t-shirt, $19.99 on Barbershop Window, plus the Get Off My TV version 1, 2, 3, and 4, and you got the original gray Off The Script logo t-shirt, $19.99. They ship worldwide, anywhere that you are, man. No matter where you are, you're going to get your t-shirts. WrestleRumble.com this week. Keep an eye out for it. I'll mention it on Twitter. I'll mention it on the podcast this week. WrestleRumble.com. Going to Hell in a Cell Pick'em. They're going to be doing a Hell in a Cell Pick'em at $500 cash and tickets fucking front row. I don't know if they're front row, but they're lower level tickets at the Royal Rumble in the Alamo Dome 2017. Unbelievable stuff coming up. I'll let you guys know about that. WrestleRumble.com. If you guys want to continue to support the podcast, man, another great way is sign up for Loot Crate, man. WWE Slam Crate by Loot Crate. JD is an official partner with Loot Crate. And if you use the link that I provide in the description of this video, and you go there and you use the coupon code JD from NY at checkout, listen to this, man. On whatever subscription that you guys go and buy, I'm going to save you 10%. 10% using that coupon code JD from NY. And if you guys don't like that, WrestleCrate. And on Twitter at WrestleCrates, man. WrestleCrate.com. The, right now, #1 pro wrestling based subscription service. Absolutely worth your fucking money. The Ultimate Crate is so fucking awesome. If you guys want to save money on that and you guys don't want to do the Loot Crate, because Loot Crate is only bi-monthly, WrestleCrate is every month. WrestleCrate is every month, man. So if you guys want to save money on WrestleCrate, JD sent me for an instant 10% off. And that's pretty much it, man. Remember, my brother's t-shirts as well. Bandcamp, Legionary. I'll leave you guys a link down in the description. And this coffee's giving me indigestion. Fucking Dunkin' Donuts, man. I'm addicted to Dunkin' Donuts coffee. But regardless of that, guys, I will see you tonight for Monday Night Raw review. You guys on iTunes, I'll see you Sunday, as always. If you guys want to check the Monday Night Raw review, it'll be live after the show on YouTube.com. We'll go over everything. Hell in a Cell go-home show. Probably going to be a fucking shit show as always. No Goldberg. Lesnar's going to be there live from Minneapolis. We'll talk about it. And then, obviously, Raw, Smackdown, NXT, Lucha Underground. I got a bunch of content coming throughout the week. So make sure you guys check in for all of that. We are at 67,000. Finally! 67,000 subscribers on YouTube and growing. I'm hoping to reach 70 by the end of the year. If not, go fuck yourself. Thank you guys so much for everything. I'm JD. Hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment. And I will see you all for Monday Night Raw review. Talk to you guys later.